What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this Wonder Woman video. So, Wonder Woman has just dropped. It is absolutely stunning, and you can check out my video review of the film on this channel as well. So, this will contain a lot of Easter eggs and comic references that are contained inside Wonder Woman the movie. Now, obviously, there will be spoilers for the movie in this video, so if you haven't seen the movie, please do go away and come back and enjoy this video once you have actually seen it. But I understand some of you just want to see what's in this anyway, so let's take a look. So the original origin story of Wonder Woman is very, very iffy. There's been quite a few different versions. They mention in this one a version where she was actually born from clay and her mother Hippolyta begged Zeus to bring life to her. But we actually see a different version by the end of the movie, and it turns out that she is actually the daughter of Queen Hippolyta and Zeus, where she is becoming a demigod, quite a lot like Hercules, which was pretty neat. So that's a different version of her origin story there. Now, Dr. Poison is one of the main villains of this movie. Granted, she was actually kind of seduced by Ares, but to what level of that is actually him or her, it is up for debate. But Dr. Poison was one of the original villains of Wonder Woman, so it's really cool. The original version dressed as a man to actually be taken seriously. She hasn't got the kind of problem with her face, the clay thing on her. She actually has goggles and a very kind of stereotypically evil outfit. So obviously we have one of the main villains of the movie is Erich Friedrich Wilhelm Ludendorff, who was actually the commander of the German forces in World War One. I said in my video review I don't like how much they took liberties with that character, but he was a very interesting and very big actual real life villain, so to speak. So we actually have Artemis in this movie, who is played by the boxer Anne Wolf. So Artemis is quite a big character in the DC mythos. She's recently been in the Red Hood and the Outlaws comic in DC Rebirth as well. And also we have some very cool things. I hope we have Artemis return, because I thought she was pretty badass, to be honest, in the movie. So hopefully she will actually return as well. So we have Paradise Island, which is Themyscira, which is kind of actually steeped in the mythos as well. And interestingly, we actually have the whole thing with the Cleo Scrolls that I mentioned when Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor are he's trying to get it on. And she says that, well, men are just there for function and they don't serve much for pleasure. Sorry, mate, that's been included in the comics as well with those scrolls. And we also see the lasso of truth, which is called the lasso of Hestia here, which is the Greek god of family and hearth. So it turns out that, well, this isn't actually mind control. It is actually it really heats them up, which is not good when you're trying to lie. So it kind of forces you to actually tell the truth. So ice cream is really interesting here, where we see a very funny bit where Diana is trying ice cream for the first ever time, and it is a flashback reference to the New 52, where we see Diana try ice cream for the very first time. And we also see that in one of the animated movies as well, which is pretty neat and really, really cool. So one of the most iconic parts of this movie is where we see her pick up the tank, which obviously tanks were used for the very first time in the Great War, World War One. And so this is a flashback. I would probably say more to the Wonder Woman cover, where we see Superman pick up the tank and the roles are reversed. But here we actually also have a reference to The Dark Knight Returns, where Superman is picking up a tank there as well. So we have the God Killer sword as well, but it is not really a Wonder Woman kind of mythology is a Deathstroke mythology. So the God's Killer Sword was actually given to Deathstroke as well, and it turns out, well, the God Killer Sword wasn't actually really a thing. It was more Wonder Woman was the God Killer herself. So in the movie, which was very funny, where we see Steve Trevor put some glasses on Wonder Woman Diana as well, which is a nod to the pilot of the original TV series with Linda Carter. So we have obviously quite a few people who are surrounding our Diana in the quest for her to take on Ares, and one of the best characters, I think, was Samir, who was one of the people who worked to get her to the front, and I think he was a fantastic character as Samir. And really, really cool here is he's actually Black Hawk, who is part of the Black Hawk Squadron. So I thought that was really cool. And we also see Fausta Grabels, who is a character from the comics as well. But we also had her in the original Linda Carter Wonder Woman story as well in the TV show. One of the really, really cool things as well is the lightning, which was used near the end of the movie when she is fighting Ares, and that is also a flashback to the fact that, well, she is the daughter of Zeus as well, used in U-52 and used in this movie as well. So it's really, really cool, and is a reference to her actually being the daughter of Zeus. We also have a bullet deflection scene which is very reminiscent of the Christopher Reeve Superman as well, which is really, really nice as well, considering that this movie was actually said by the director to be more of a Superman cross with Indiana Jones, which I would really agree with. I think this film really does remind me of classic Superman, which is what a lot of fans of DC didn't like about the Superman movie, that it was not a classic Christopher Reeve. But here we have actually got that, which is cool. But that is it for this video. So please do drop a like. Please do subscribe. And I'll see you soon. Goodbye.